Welcome to the Horizon Europe Masterclass on project design and AI proposal writing. The objective of this masterclass is to help participants move beyond a general understanding of EU funding and develop the practical capacity to identify the right Horizon Europe opportunities, analyze calls correctly, design competitive project concepts, build credible partnerships, and prepare proposal sections that respond directly to evaluator expectations. During the masterclass, we cover the full journey from idea to impact. We start with the structure of Horizon Europe and the logic behind the program, how EU policy priorities become strategic plans, work programs, calls for proposals, expected outcomes, and evaluation criteria. Participants then learn how to navigate the funding and tenders portal, read work programs and reference documents, identify relevant 2026 and 2027 calls, and understand whether their organization is best positioned as a coordinator, partner, technology provider, end user, civil society actor, research organization, or innovation stakeholder. A central part of the masterclass is call analysis. Participants learn how to read a topic text line by line, extract the key words and hidden requirements, understand the expected outcomes, scope, action type, budget, eligibility conditions, TRL, stakeholder expectations, and policy links. From there, we move into project design, how to transform call requirements into objectives, work packages, tasks, deliverables, milestones, resources, risks, responsibilities, and a credible implementation plan. The masterclass also introduces participants to the logic of successful consortia. Horizon Europe projects are rarely won by isolated organizations. They are won by well-structured partnerships where every partner has a clear role, added value, and evidence of capacity. Participants learn how to design partner profiles, identify gaps in a consortium, understand what coordinators are looking for, and use funded project databases, such as Cordis, to recognize successful models and potential partners. Another important part of the program is AI-supported proposal writing. Participants learn how AI can be used responsibly as a proposal intelligence tool for call analysis, keyword extraction, benchmarking against funded projects, state-of-the-art mapping, partner profiling, drafting support, consistency checking, and evaluator-style quality control. At the same time, we emphasize that AI does not replace expertise. It must be guided by official documents, evidence, policy logic, real data, and human judgment. The benefits for participants are very concrete. By the end of the masterclass, they will understand how Horizon Europe works, how to select the right call, how to assess whether a project idea fits, how to structure a proposal, how to design a WBS, how to justify a consortium, how to prepare stronger proposal sections, and how to think like an evaluator. They will also understand what happens after success: the grant agreement phase, the description of action, reporting, dissemination, exploitation, communication, EU visibility, and project implementation responsibilities. What makes this masterclass unique is its practical, expert-level approach. This masterclass matters because Horizon Europe is not won by having a good idea alone. It is won by understanding how the program thinks, how calls are written, how evaluators score evidence, and how a project idea is transformed into a credible European proposal. Many organizations lose time because they start from their own needs, instead of starting from the call, the work program, the expected outcomes, and the role they can realistically play. In this session, participants learned the full roadmap: how to navigate Horizon Europe 2026 and 2027 opportunities, analyze calls, define their role, build a consortium logic, design work packages, use AI tools with quality control, and prepare for evaluation and implementation. The objective is not theory. The objective is practical proposal intelligence. Participants understand the full journey, from idea to fundable Horizon Europe project. Before entering Horizon Europe, participants must understand that EU funding is not one single system. Structural and cohesion funds, external cooperation programs, direct EU programs, and business innovation instruments operate with different rules and different project logic. This is why the Masterclass starts by separating methodologies. A log frame approach may be useful for IPA or external assistance. Horizon Europe requires research, innovation, impact, and implementation logic. EIC Accelerator requires a business, scale-up, and investment logic. Participants will learn why mixing these approaches weakens proposals. The right methodology determines how objectives are written, how activities are structured, how partners are selected, and how impact is justified. Participants learn to recognize the correct funding instrument and apply the correct project design methodology. Horizon Europe is large and complex, but participants do not need to master everything. They need to know where they fit. Pillar 1 is focused on scientific excellence, frontier research, researchers, and infrastructures. Pillar 2 is where most collaborative projects are found, organized around clusters such as health, civil security, digital, climate, energy, mobility, food, bioeconomy, and environment. Pillar 3 supports innovation, including the European Innovation Council and innovation ecosystems. The widening and era part is particularly important for countries and organizations seeking stronger integration into European research and innovation networks. This slide helps participants move from confusion to orientation. Which pillar, which work program, which type of call, and which role. Participants learn to map their organization and project idea to the right Horizon Europe pillar and call family. One of the most important lessons in Horizon Europe is that applicants do not define ambition in isolation. Policy defines ambition. The proposal must translate EU priorities into measurable project objectives, a credible delivery plan, and a realistic pathway to impact. The work program is therefore not background reading. It is the strategic source of the call. Participants will learn how political priorities become strategic objectives, how strategic objectives become destinations and expected impacts, and how expected outcomes become concrete proposal requirements. This is also where many weak proposals fail. They describe what the applicant wants to do, but not what the call is asking the project to deliver. Evaluators score evidence, not enthusiasm. Participants learn to translate EU policy language into proposal objectives, outcomes, impact logic, and evidence. The first practical skill is call navigation. Participants will learn how to search the funding and tenders portal, filter open and forthcoming calls, read work programs, download reference documents, and understand where proposal templates, evaluation forms, and general annexes are located. This is not administration. This is proposal intelligence. The portal also gives access to partner search, project results, the online manual, and support services. Participants will learn why they must check eligibility, admissibility, action type, budget, deadlines, and specific conditions before investing time in a concept. The practical result of this section is that every participant should be able to identify at least one relevant topic and explain why it fits their organization. Participants learn to search, filter, shortlist, and validate Horizon Europe opportunities. This is where the masterclass becomes practical. Participants learn how to read a call line by line and convert it into proposal requirements. The example used here is Civic Shield under HORIZON CL3 202501 FCT 022, a Civil Security for Society RIA. The purpose is not to make Civic Shield the subject of the whole masterclass, but to show how a real call can be translated into a proposal concept. In this example, the call logic is translated into keywords such as fight against crime and terrorism, societal issues, AI, radicalization, extremism, hybrid threats, disinformation, law enforcement, civil society, trustworthy AI, GDPR, DSA, and AI Act compliance. Participants learn how these keywords later shape objectives, WBS, consortium roles, and evaluation evidence. Participants learn keyword extraction, call interpretation, and requirements mapping. A good Horizon Europe proposal is not a collection of attractive ideas. It is a structured delivery system. Participants will learn how to transform call requirements into a work breakdown structure. The WBS must show what will be done, by whom, when, with which resources, and what will be delivered. In the masterclass, participants learn to define work packages for management, research and requirements, technology or methodology development, pilots or validation, dissemination and exploitation, communication, ethics, legal compliance, and impact. Civic Shield model can be used briefly as an example of how AI, societal analysis, privacy-preserving cooperation, XR training, and TRL6 demonstrators can become structured project components. But the main lesson is universal. WBS proves implementation credibility. Participants learn to design WBS, tasks, deliverables, milestones, timelines, and responsibilities. Horizon Europe is usually won by consortia. Participants therefore need to understand not only how to find partners, but how to justify why each partner is necessary. The guide explains that many organizations should not immediately aim to coordinate. For most newcomers, the better strategy is to develop a strong partner profile and approach experienced coordinators early. Participants will learn how to present mission, expertise, staff, infrastructure, previous projects, topic interest, and the proposed role in a way that responds to the call. They will also learn how to use CORD and projects and results to identify experienced coordinators and relevant organizations. The key message is simple. Missing roles become evaluation weaknesses. Participants learn partner profiling, consortium gap analysis, and role justification. The masterclass does not present AI as a magic writing tool. It presents AI as a disciplined proposal intelligence system. Participants will learn how to use AI for call analysis, keyword extraction, comparison with funded projects, state-of-the-art mapping, partner profiling, drafting, consistency checking, and evaluation self-assessment. But they will also learn the risks: hallucinations, weak evidence, generic language, and false confidence. The slides emphasize that AI must be controlled through datasets, work programs, call texts, policies, evaluation criteria, relevant projects, stakeholder data, scientific publications, and market intelligence. AI becomes useful only when it is directed by expert judgment and checked against official instructions. The goal is not more text. The goal is better, evidence-based, evaluator-ready text. Participants learn AI-supported proposal drafting, evidence building, consistency control, and quality assurance. The final section brings participants into the evaluator's mindset. Evaluators score excellence, impact, and implementation. They look for clear objectives, ambition beyond the state of the art, sound methodology, credible impact pathways, strong dissemination and exploitation measures, realistic work plans, appropriate resources, and consortium capacity. Participants will also learn that proposal writing is already the first phase of project implementation. If the project is funded, the proposal becomes the description of action and enters the grant agreement phase. Rights, obligations, reporting, EU visibility, budget commitments, consortium agreement, risk management, and stakeholder management become operational responsibilities. The final message is that a winning proposal is not decorative writing. It is a credible plan for European impact. And this masterclass ensures participants learn evaluator thinking, self-assessment, grant agreement readiness, and implementation-oriented project management. Participants learn what excellence in proposal writing means and how to write winning proposals. With the Horizon Europe Masterclass, participants have a practical roadmap for moving from a project idea to a competitive Horizon Europe proposal. You understand how to find the right calls, read the work program, analyze topic requirements, recognize what evaluators are looking for, and translate European priorities into objectives, work packages, deliverables, milestones, and impact pathways. The key benefit are advanced skills, knowing where your organization fits, what role you can play in a consortium, how to build stronger partnerships, and how to avoid wasting time on calls that are not the right match. You master practical proposal skills, call analysis, project design, WBS structuring, partner profiling, impact planning, dissemination and exploitation logic, AI-supported proposal writing, quality control, and evaluator-oriented thinking. Horizon Europe rewards those who are prepared, strategic, and well-connected. EU Access helps you become exactly that. Register now for upcoming EU funding trainings and custom design sessions. Don't miss another funding opportunity. Register for EU Access.